One load. There we go. Okay, now I need to set some tone with some lighting, and I need to colour out those areas once I have. So, build a light content. Lighting. Do that chandelier, actually. Do the chandelier. It's nice, but it goes to the ceiling. The ceiling is probably plain. It's a little concrete. I think I can make some patches if I do it this way. It could still work. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll use these for like the centre of the room. There we go. So now I'm working on VR, as you know, so I can't afford to use dynamic lighting, pretty as it may be, because it will really dip things up. Discord channel. No crosswind, I doubt you're watching, but if you are, how's it going? Right then, so I'm going to place an actor and point light. I've got for spotlight. All these decisions. Let's see what it looks like with the other one first. I can always change things if necessary later. Right, I've got this oriental lamp here, which is part of the lamp pack, which I also have. The reason that I'm not using the blueprints that come with the set are, hey Crosswind, glad you're watching, dude. The reason I don't use the blueprints is because the blueprint can only use, what do you call it, movable lights. It can't use static lights, and to me that's not really what I need. So let's get this level with the ground. There we go. Okay, and then Control G just to group it up. Okay, so we've got a light. So I think that should be this bit, and this bit. Yeah, there we go. It seems like I've got two for some obscure reason. So there we go. So this one. Okay, now, if you remember from previously when I've done this, okay, in order to make this work, I'm going to need two lights in here. So I'm going to place an actor, and it's going to be a spotlight. Yoink, now, what I'm going to do is position my first spotlight carefully inside here. Like that. And basically, that's just so that I get my low light shown here. As you can see, I've got my shadows and things. Okay, so my outer cone angle I need to increase. That. To about 85. Okay. And intensity units candelabras. I'm not using lumens. So lumens, inner cone angle, suppose I could have it down to maybe 65. Okay, so we get some fall off. I don't see the point of adjusting the source radius particularly. Okay, so that's pretty nice so far. Now, what I need to do is just flip that over. That would be a nice copy at 180 degrees. And I should probably bring that down a little bit, and I'll do that. There we go. As you can see, that's like lighting up the ceiling there. Now then, I think I should probably check out the attenuation radius. I think the top radius should be a little bit higher. Maybe not 16,000 though. 2,500 should be enough. Now that way it's going to light these bits. So how's the house hunting going, Crosswind? That picture of your new grand staircase looks a bit nice. Okay, now I'm going to Shift G to ungroup those. And then I'm going to select the two lights, Spotlight 1, Spotlight 2, and Control G. Then it groups them together. So now, yeah, they're cool. And now I can move them to where I need them to be. So, let's get the right bits. Oh, that's excellent. So you're buying it, not renting it then? And then the bottom one, I don't know. So maybe pull that over. See that, right? That's one of the first problems we're going to get is I'll delete that because I didn't make the cameras, not the cameras, the lights static, and they need to be. So if they're not static, then we're going to get all sorts of fun little errors. Static. Oh, sweet man. What are house prices like over there at the minute? Because over here it's insane. I mean, that kind of house there, with that kind of staircase in this area, probably looking at about £290,000. I'm still not 100% happy with the way this light is going actually on this one. It's tempting to stick another light in there. Adjust the radius on that one. So adjust the radius that we can come out of that. Dirt cheap, wow man. Yeah, housing in the UK is like more expensive than it's been in a very, very, very long time. And so if I adjust the source radius, then the light should come straight over the top of that technically. No, I'm still not happy with that. No, that's not bad. I mean, the staircase alone is fantastic. Control G. That's G as well, so let's do that. Yeah, house prices seem to be kind of the roll of the dice, really, I've noticed. It's always been annoying. I mean, I remember back in 1996, I bought a house for, I don't own it now, but I bought it back then, and it cost, oh God, how much was it? I think it was £60,000, which at the minute is the equivalent of about $97,000. And it was a 6-bedroom double fronted Georgian house with like marble bathroom, marble fireplaces, all that kind of good stuff. And like the housing market then was cheap, like really cheap. And now, like, you just wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get a one-bedroom flat for that money. That place itself, I couldn't pay on the mortgage, I ended up having to give it back. But I remember it was, last time I saw it for sale, it was like £350,000. And now it's probably worth closer to probably 400 plus. Because house prices over here are just insane and make no sense. I quite like that, I suppose. It's interesting. Yeah, prices here are just goofy. They make no sense. The whole shift of this in here. What I'm doing is don't know if you saw the previous video or not, Crosswind, but what I'm doing is making basically the kind of area where people get their tutorials and shit done, you know. As you can probably hear, my computer's making panting noises because my fan charges up like a... No, that's insane. The noise my fan makes is just insane. In fact, you probably can't hear me over the fan very well. I really need to find something to adjust those with. Yeah. So what state's it in? As in, state as in, yeah, you know, Indiana, right? Fucking Indiana rocks, dude. That's where Erie, Indiana came from. One of the best TV shows produced by any humans. Okay, so that's the first set of lights in. Now I need to do the ceiling lights. End me. Hey G-Man, don't know if you can hear me or not. Say hello to G-Man for me with your Crosswind, because you might not be logged in. Lamp connection. Hey Gary. I'll tell you a word for it. I'm sure there's nice parts of all of it, you know. Oh, I can well believe it. My grandfolks, my grandma and grandpa on my father's side, they both had a house. Well, had a house together, you know what I mean? In what do you call it? In the Isle of Man. They lived there for years, but I think they moved away from there, God, years ago. I think it was actually before I was born. It might have been when I was about 10, I don't know. I didn't really used to get to visit them too often, so... Right, so this has got 3 lights, right? So what we have to do is, obviously, we have to simulate this having 3 lights by putting 3 lights in it. So you start getting like far too many things in the scene, obviously. So I'm going to place this one just aside here, and just move up to where this big ball is. Wait. Okay. Spot. I really need to sort out my points a bit better. There we go. I'm just doodling, I'm not really teaching much on the field. It's one of them things. Right, I need to move this beep a little bit. You can see that my light bulb's kind of over illuminating. Right, we'll change the attenuation radius down to maybe 850. And then the light colour, I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to it. So that just means basically reducing the blue value. Just a teeny bit of red, okay. Ah, TT week, nice. My my grandfather used to do the TT races, but he used to do them back when it was bicycles. Which shows how long ago that was. But I used to love doing T2 races. So static. And I'm going to press the right button this time, because I didn't. The problem with this is that the zoom levels are like a little bit all over the place. I'll just move this one up here. I could combine this, I could make like 3 different colours, which would be interesting, but it would be confusing, especially for me, obviously, with my lack of colour understanding and stuff. Wayne is currently off to... Ooh, come back here, you. Wayne is currently off to Utrecht. There's no end user event this year, but I think they're having a gathering of the clever ones, so I can tell it's the clever ones because I didn't get invited. I've been invited back to the UE for a while ago, so I tried, I love doing UE. And that's kind of the problem, I probably just drank too much and acted like a fool. Right, pardon me. So that's our point lights. 1, 2, 3. And they should all have kind of the same thing going on. Source radius, maybe make that 5. Yeah, just so it comes slightly out of there. Just so that we don't get as much kind of weird shadowing going on. I mean, we're going to anyway, but I need the shadows to overlap slightly more. I need kind of softer edges where I can. So that'll probably do. Now, let's go clunk, like that. Control G, that'll group my light. I can just clear this. And I'm going to change my movements to 100, and that way I can just move it across. 1, 2, 3, 4. God, I'm not doing well at that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. See? That's how it goes. And goes away to my madness. 4. I'm going to go in here as well. Yeah, but for me, I find it so much easier. I used to, 3, 4. I used to use Build back in the day, and I liked Build, but I always wanted to have like a prettier viewport. It doesn't especially slow my system down, you see, doing it this way, which is kind of helpful, obviously, because I mean, this machine, apart from the fact that you can hear it panting and crying in the background, it is a bit of a beast. I kind of bought the best when I could afford it and had some money because I knew that I'd be going through like financial hardship this year. Which reminds me, I've got to post this on my Patreon to my 2 patrons. I'll get lonely. Right, now, I want to see what this kind of looks like, because obviously, just make sure this place is getting like enough floodlight before I start putting details in. I've also got to like pillar off those parts over there and stuff. And, oh no, 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 look at that. I will not have that. Right, that needs to be dealt with now. So I'm going to go over to my foliage tools, and I'm going to use my select. Just get rid of foliage that shouldn't be there. Hopefully. Go away. Go away. You mustn't have stuff connected to the floor. It drives me cuckoo. That's see. On that. Yeah, that's better. It always used to infuriate me when I used to see people who've done that in video games and stuff, you know? Oh yeah, That it's a care that looks like a care. Oh, tell me about it. I know what you mean. I've formatted this one, must be about 2 times now in the past 3 months. It's a nuisance, unfortunately, as I know. But, I think get the right flower now. I'm just sticking through the outside, I can't see it now. Yeah, I always have this problem. What I've got is I've got like a bank of downloads just ready in another folder, and I just pull them across. What I'm finding particularly infuriating at the moment is, like, obviously I don't have a lot of spare money at all, and a new SSD drive arrived that someone bought for me as a present, and UK customers just wanted to charge me £40 to get it. And I don't have the £40 to go and get it from UK customers, so that's just annoying. I reckon another week or so it'll get sent back, which is a shame. It's only got 256 meg, gig SSD. I mean, I couldn't afford Intel. This one is, oh god, there's dust coming out of it. That's not a good sign. This one is, I think it's an 8-core AMD. I wanted i7, or even the i9 would be lovely, but obviously I knew I wasn't getting that, so I think I had about £1,000, and I needed to, well, just over £1,000, and I needed to spend some of it on Oculus Rift. Because obviously I'm developing for Oculus Rift at the moment. You may get some slowdown, by the way, at this point, so I'm sorry. Check my Facebook, see what abusive messages people sent me. Oh, I've got one voicey thing. Who sent me a message? Why? I've seen the message. Oh, God. I'm considering knocking the old 3D completely on the head, to be honest. It's, I've been offered, and this will make it up. Hang on, let's get it extra. Yeah, this will make you laugh. Yeah, I've got the touch controllers. Well, I've been trying to develop for Oculus for ages. I might actually convert over one of my horror games that I made to Oculus. I think it might be a fun project. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably either going to reduce the amount of 3D I do, or kind of stop doing 3D if I can't get much more support, because I'm not vegan, but I'm like a really good vegan chef, and I've been offered the possibility of like opening a vegan place, which I thought might be fun. Once this is done, I'll start putting in some furnishings. Go on, me dear, work. The most important thing that I bought for this, after I got like the 1060 graphics card, was the 32 gigs of memory. You never look back when you've got 32 gigs of memory. It's so funny though. I was like thinking about it last night. I had some video game I wanted to try out. Yeah, they should. I don't know if you've used Oculus Medium or not, but my friend Glenn Southern, he goes around showing everyone how to use it, and it's fantastic. I absolutely love Oculus Medium. You can get like fast results so quickly. Oh man, I should go over to what do you call it? But it's not every day. I'm about to get a big screen full of errors about, well, not errors, but warnings about like instance measures. Yeah, that's cool, man. Like I say, I do a lot of vegan cooking. A lot. Both my daughters decided they wanted to be vegan, which was fine. They're both adults, neither of them live here. But I thought, well, if they want to be vegan, that's cool. I'll just try and do what I can to, like, you know, make sure they've got food to eat. And so I do like vegan po' boys, which is like vegan steak sandwiches covered in gravy. Or I do, what's the other things I like to do? Oh yeah, vegan pizzas, vegan calzones, vegan burgers, oh, God, vegan pancakes, man, with homemade vegan ice cream, and vegan ganache. I do a lot of vegan stuff. I still eat meat, because I'm farm boy at heart, but I do love cooking vegan food, because I like the challenge. Cooking meat's easy, but cooking vegan food well, that isn't. Okay, now you're seeing all these lines up top, right? This is a common error in Unreal Engine, these lines. It's nothing to be worried about. We'll get rid of most of them anyway when we increase the build quality. But for the moment, it's more important for us to make sure that we've got kind of everything coming together there. I can also change this to a tiled ceiling, which in turn would like clean it up. Right, this is supposed to be obviously at the top of the mountain where the clinic is, and I would like to finish putting the basic framework together, ideally before 3 o'clock UK time. So I'm going to grab me things. I'm going to have to work out why I'm not grabbing anything here. I'm going to play. Well, I can't be. Let's see. Yeah, that's exactly what they're from, by the poly edges. It's because I'm using, when I do fast builds, I tend to use the, what's it called, bloody architectural parts from the samples. I'll then go by and either replace those or just cheat and put in like wall covers and things like that, or change the textures, which I find also works nice. I'm just trying to work out why it's. Oh, I see. I'm being an idiot. Why can't I select? Because I'm not on the select screen. God, I scare myself sometimes. You know. Right then, I need to use this. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. See, my grandfather was an architect. I certainly do some fun as well. It was basically like being a little like it was like being a builder, you know, and rush in and repair all the parts that have been quite so obviously broken. I still love that. But my grandfather was an architect, and he was quite he wasn't a modernist, I'd say, but he was like a 1970s architect, so it was all about this kind of inner office buttressing kind of thing, which I always thought was hysterical. Yeah, that's correct. There. And now, oh man, I remember like all the different ways of cheating to try and get stuff to work, and I used to love it. It's not really cheating anyway, it's just like, you know, being adventurous. But, oh no, my grandfather was a brutalist. He, look on Google, he designed the James Paget Hospital in Great Yarmouth. He did the new build for the London Underground for Bond Street and Baker Street, and he did modernisation of the Hitchling prison. He did some other stuff as well. Mostly he did governmental buildings. And right, let's see. So content. Let's see what meshes I have here. That one. Don't want that one. I do want that one. Yes. Come to me, baby. Stick that through there. If I stick it through the wall, it doesn't have to make too much sense. Like that. Oh, gee golly, that isn't long enough, is it? It will be soon. Non-uniform scale. It's a nice plain material like this, you can get away with it. So what it should be, so 1.37 I think. I might be able to scale it a bit more. There we go. Okay, just start getting these areas together. I think VR and game dev now are like what 3D used to be to me like 15 years ago. I used to love doing all 3D. And it was exciting and you're always finding new things. Now it's 3D takes so long to do, and no one's got the patience to like learn how to do stuff. So even if I made like the world's greatest tutorial, nobody would watch it. No, I could make a cloth sim, but when it comes down to it, I've got to consider, do I need to? If I build cloth sims in when I'm using VR especially, that's going to go really, really badly. Like, really, really badly. So I try not to. Right, over here then, I'm going to have some sofas. Right. There we go. As you can see, it needs a little bit of fixing. Well, that's it. I mean, my view is that in the past it was fun. I could do like, you know, I could spend 3 months or 6 months or whatever developing a new tutorial set because I thought, well, people are probably going to buy it. And I enjoyed doing it. When I made things as well, I mean, this may sound like a great conceit, but when I used to make things, you know, people would be interested, which was great because that's kind of what you want as an artist, is you want people to be interested in your work, it kind of eggs you on as it were. But more and more frequently, especially once Facebook took off, people's attention was just so impossible to grab that it just felt so pointless in the end. You just didn't want to do it. Oh, forgot the buttons. I mean, I still love doing robots and stuff, and I'm quite happy doing it. I mean, I was thinking the other day, well, I could do a tutorial showing everyone how to make, you know, an animated robot like that new one in the new Star Wars film, the Solo movie. Because I can, that's the thing, like, you know, I'd be quite easy to show people how to do that, it would take a long time. But I thought, well, who's going to watch it? And if I can't get enthused, there's no point. Let's have a look. It's really good. Okay, so now I've got a sofa, I can do a Control G. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, that's the thing, you know, so you get a lot of people who are just buying things, they don't know how to make them, and so that's why you get so many of these, like, asset flips. which I hate. I really don't like asset flips at all. Now, don't get me wrong, I am using some pre-purchased assets in this, but what I've also done is I've built assets to go with the ones that I've purchased, because it made more sense. There we go. Nice. Let's break this up a little bit here. I'm not going to put. I was thinking of putting like pillars in this, but I think that makes it a bit too 1960s. In the 1960s, they knew nothing about how hang ceilings. Let's have a look. I'll put some meshes in for a minute, I think. Just like this. Yeah. It happens. I mean, the good thing is with this project, I'm nearly done. I need some voice work, you know, for narration and stuff. But this isn't a video game. I've said that before. This is like a simulation. It's there to help people who suffer from extreme forms of acrophobia. So I doubt I'm going to be selling millions of units of it anyway. Although, interestingly enough, I suppose I could reuse the level and make a fairly decent horror game. Not this level's tiny. Have you seen the main levels, you know? With Crosswind and whichever one you've seen it or not. I'll put some plants or something in there. Right, I like the idea of having like a little coffee machine over here. So, put on this table. Oh yeah, and always make sure your furniture's to scale with all the other furniture. 100 units, remember, always 100 units. Right, don't know why the coffee machine would probably be slightly further away. And let's put this little power here. I need to get my plug sockets and cables sorted out because I don't have any at the moment. I really need some, because I'm going to mod something. The coffee machine should be about here. There we go. Always rotate objects, otherwise you have uniformity, and always offset them even just by a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to put a chair on that because I think it's silly. And now we have this nice middle way here, which will give me plenty of time to inform the player or user about stuff when they finish looking out the window. Right, there's some pictures on the walls, which I like doing. Clear assets, paintings. This is pretty cool. Look, every single one of these is an individually drawn watercolour or oil painting. So what I do is I take my painting master picture frame here, and just drag it onto the wall. And then I work with scale. So let's say 3s. What of that uniform? There we go. You can see all that out. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, I produce stuff now in game that's mid-poly. That's what I do. I like mid-poly. It means that most of the time I don't even do normal maps because, frankly, modern systems can handle it. And I just don't see the point in not. Right, I know these are the same picture. That's okay because we can fix that. Painting with master material. Let's have a look. Cool. Right, all these should be instances. So let's have painting instance 14. I should be able to adjust my material, change my frame colour a bit. A little bit of that to it. There we go. This is a good thing about once you know how to use this, it becomes so much easier. Right, now this one I shall use painting number 18. And I think I'm going to use the same colour this one used actually, which is 14, isn't it? 14's colour is there. So this should be 18. Because usually they can keep the picture frames the same colour. You know, unless you can heat, I don't colour around. Okay, so we've got 2 pictures there. Now let's see this one. It's okay. Oh, I like that one. It's quite abstract. Oh, and these are very high res where you can get right in close to these paintings and see what they're made out of. You like abstract. Okay, we'll have this one. And this was 18. No, painting 1 instance 6. Okay, so I'm just going to change the frame colour on that one. Okay. Oh yeah, Eevee looks amazing. Like, Eevee looks really good. I wouldn't get too excited about the game engine build simply because Unreal Engine is still free. But the Eevee does look good. Right, let's see. So many paintings here. There we go, look at that. I've also got landscape for that one, which is nice. Okay. I thought I could change it. There we go. Give me the basics. Okay, I'm pretty pleased with that, so I'm going to do a Control S. And I need to save it all. Right, I'm just going to go flick the kettle on. I'm still going to be here. Don't be scared. Oh man, I'm going to have to watch Phantom Opera again. I'm a sucker for musicals. Water. Once the build's done, I'll have a quick plod round. I haven't put the virtual reality template in yet, but then again I haven't put a navigation mesh in. With VR you always have to put navigation meshes in, or it won't work. Well, it will work, but no, actually what I'm saying, no, it won't work. You'll have the problem that basically the player will be able to click through walls, and obviously, I mean, I spent hours and hours building a nav mesh manually for the big level, I mean, if you see the big level, you know just how big the big level is. It's so huge. I don't know how big it is by comparison to a lot of modern games, but it is a big level. Oh, so much faster to build nowadays. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely get your Oculus set up. And I agree about EV. The only thing I have with Blender is that everyone hates the 3ds Max interface except me, because I've used it for so long. And so getting away from using the 3ds Max interface for me is so hard. Like, ridiculously hard. Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing is, I'll show you quickly once this is finished, because I need to build an nav mesh anyway for this one. When you build your, what do you call it, your VR player start, it's going to be built inside a navigation mesh. And normally when you throw them down, it's just like a box and you move around in it. But of course you can use the tool over here, which is your geometry editing, to edit your volume. And what you've got to do is edit your volume so it's exactly within the confines of your level. It also stops players being able to, you know, teleport and jump on the trailers and stuff. Because for most of it, especially at the moment, I'm using, what's it called again? I'm using kind of the move teleport system, because obviously it's slightly easier on people who aren't used to VR than using the running around method. Although I would like to use both eventually. I'm going to run out of toilet paper, that's what I do. Okay. This is why we have soft cats. A Breitling Bentley. Do you think this is a real Breitling Bentley, or do you think this is a market knockoff? I have my suspicions. One being that it's probably not worth £20,000. Oh, there we go. There can be. You've just got to be really careful on how you place your navigation meshes. If you're placing your navigation meshes carefully and properly, and you're building a level kind of around those, then you shouldn't have too many problems. Right, so the sofa's now casting correct shadows. The desk is, yeah, good, and good. Okay, next. And so I'll quickly show you the nav mesh thing I was talking about. So volume, nav mesh boundaries. Yoink. Pop that there. It's a good place to start it. Make sure the bottom's intersecting with the floor, or no one will be able to move anywhere and make it sad. Okay, geometry editing. So I'm just going to grab the top bit, scooch it up like that. Now this bit. To there. So if it comes up to this wall. Okay, now I'm going to take this side, just bring it across. Before I do it, I need to use extrude rather than, what do you call it? An Omega knockoff. What's that? Is that like a VR headset? Or I don't really know much about non-Oculus ones. I basically had a choice. It was like, get an Oculus. I wasn't getting anything. I had the money and I couldn't afford to buy it. This is a bit extrude again. Oh, right. Yeah, them fellas. Well, I just like fairly plain watches. With me, I've always had a watch since I was about 6, and I find it very, very difficult if I don't have one. So I know it is. It's awful not having a watch. Right. There we go. So we go that's there, and then all the way across to there. And I mean, I'm just doing a rough job of this, which is why it looks like arse. Extrude it again. Yank. And here. And that way we limit how much access the player has to certain parts of the level. There we go, it's done. I think Shift P rebuilds it or something like that, I don't remember. Right, Control S. And if I just do a quick play from the viewport, have a look at it. I put in some like, what do you call it, ambient sounds and stuff. So I'm just in fly mode at the moment. The nav mesh doesn't mean anything at the moment, but the nav mesh is important when it comes to the VR thing. Nav mesh is normally used for AIs to limit and control where your AIs can go to, but in this case I'm going to be limiting my, what do you call it, you know, that kind of thing. I need to dress this room some more, which is going to take a little bit of help. I'm going to have some stuff here, for example. I'm definitely going to need to work on the desks here. I have, but I didn't like it. I love using Medium, but I hate using the Oculus for this kind of thing. It's awful. Right, I'm going to get a quick screeny, as I say. Let's see if I can get an animated screeny, it's not really handy. Oh, I know what to do. Start recording, start recording. Oh, hang on, I need to go to a state where it's got nothing that is missing. Yank. There we go. Just so I've got a nice little bit of preview stuff going on. And I'm going to stop streaming, so thanks for watching, buddy. And thanks to you as well, Crosswind. And anyone else who watches this, hi, send me money. I need it. I'm poor. Till then, ta-ta.